What's up everyone, I'm Dan, and if you're new here, make sure you subscribe for reviews like this and more. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoy the review, and with that said, let's get into this. From the very first moment I saw Kena Bridge of Spirits on the PlayStation, I knew it was a game I wanted to play, but it was one that I never got around to. Now that it's made its way to the Switch 2, I had to grab a copy. On the Switch 2, Ember Lab's adventure looks gorgeous from the first step into its lush, overgrown world. What stands out most is just how beautiful everything is in motion. The environments are packed with detail, from moss-covered ruins and dense forest paths to rainy stretches that make the whole world feel alive. Small touches go a long way here. Leaves sway when you interact with the environment, and that tiny bit of animation adds so much charm to every movement. It's the kind of game where you pause just to look around, because every area has been crafted with so much care. There is also a soft, almost Disney-like quality to the presentation that gives the entire adventure a warm, storybook feel. Kena herself is brought to life wonderfully, helped by excellent voice acting and great character animation. She feels expressive and grounded, and the same can be said for the world around her. The cutscenes are beautifully animated and give the story a real emotional weight. This is a game that knows how to balance wonder with sadness, and it does so through a narrative that is genuinely lovely to experience. Beneath the corruption and abandoned village mystery is a heartfelt journey about helping lost spirits move on, and there are moments that land with real emotional force. The music also deserves special praise. It is fantastic throughout, carrying the game's atmosphere with a score that feels as magical as the world itself. Whether you're exploring quietly, solving a puzzle, or heading into a tense fight, the soundtrack supports the moment perfectly. Combined with visuals and strong animation, it helps Kena feel far bigger and more polished than you might expect from a game of this scale. That said, this is not a game that is flawless. Movement feels smooth and platforming generally feels good for the most part, but the overall control experience is a bit of a mixed bag. The biggest issue lies in combat, which can be very fiddly at the best of times. When the action starts, the camera often becomes part of the problem, making it harder than it should to keep track of enemies. There is a lock-on feature, but it does not work as well as it should, and there are moments where you feel like you're fighting the camera more than the enemies. Instead of fully focusing on dodging and attacking, you can end up wrestling with the controls in a way that takes the edge off the action. The lack of gyro controls for bow aiming on the Switch 2 is another downside. It is honestly criminal that this was left out. The stick aiming works well enough, but I'm so used to gyro aiming in today's games that it feels like it's something that should have been implemented. The rot themselves remain one of the game's best ideas. These tiny spirit companions are adorable, useful, and central to both progression and puzzle solving. Collecting them, growing your team, and using their abilities to influence the environment gives the adventure a strong sense of purpose. Environmental puzzle elements are scattered throughout the journey, and many of them are satisfying to figure out. You will use the rot to move objects, open paths, and activate mechanisms, while the bow gradually adds more options for exploration, including reaching new areas. The problem is that the game does not always communicate clearly enough where to go next or what to do, so even though the puzzles are often enjoyable, there are times when the flow stalls and you are left feeling a little lost. Still, when Kena Bridge of Spirits is working, it works beautifully. The balance of exploration, puzzle solving, and action gives the game a pleasant rhythm, and the world itself is so inviting that even rougher parts are easier to forgive. The combat may not always feel as sharp as it should, and some of the traversal logic can be stubborn, but the overall experience is carried by its immense charm, emotional story, and remarkable presentation. It looks beautiful, runs with confidence, and its artistry shines through in every scene. Even in handheld mode, it holds up impressively well, which only makes the achievement more notable. Kena Bridge of Spirits is not the deepest action-adventure game around, but it is one of the prettiest and most heartfelt. Between the music and the animation, the world design, and the emotional story, it leaves a strong impression. Kena Bridge of Spirits is out now on the Nintendo eShop, priced at $35.99 in the UK and $39.99 in the US. Have you played this one yet, and what did you think about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Big thanks to you all as always for watching, and until next time.